Hello, everybody. How is it going, y'all? It's your boy Marcus, the Lovision Snap Player, and welcome back to a brand new episode. For this episode, I'm gonna be ranking a whole bunch more cards onto the ongoing, ever-growing tier list. By the way, I'm sure you're probably wondering, when are you gonna make the next custom deck vids? They'll be coming soon. Only reason why I'm doing all these other ones is so that it doesn't get too repetitive. But anyways, so. I'm kind of gonna have to shift the plans as far as adding cards goes, because my original plan for this tier list was to get all the Series 4 cards done, and then work my way up to Series 5. But then I'm like, well, I am gonna get more cards regardless, so, and plus there might be I might end up having some other ideas where maybe I'll get some other cards that aren't on the list. Like, for example, recently I did make this tier list here. This has some of the worst cards of Marvel Snap, in my opinion, of course. Which, by the way, I still haven't even uploaded the vid yet. So once it is out, though, make sure you check it out and let me know what you all think about these takes. But yeah, a bunch of these I haven't even added to the mega tier list yet, so we'll go ahead and do so. But if this is your first time seeing this and you're wondering how the heck this works, basically, as I've kind of already mentioned, I'm taking every card that I collect in Marvel Snap and rank it. I'm not ranking these cards based off of how popular they are in the meta or their win rates and stuff. I'm really just ranking these cards based off of my experience, right, with them. So, it's someone might think I'm crazy for putting Ant-Man in Amazing, but I think he is an amazing card, especially since you're getting him early on. Blue Marvel's another good example, too. The fact that, with Blue Marvel, I feel like he's probably one of the better, early game cards, too, because it's you can slot him into a lot of different decks. And he's just got a really solid ongoing ability. Uatu, I think, is especially OP because it's a one-cost card that allows you to view the locations before they've... allows you to see the locations before they're revealed. Your opponent can even see them. Only you can. That's broken for a one-cost card, man. That's insane. And then, of course, you have, Man Spider, which... I'm sure you all have seen the craziness I pulled off with this, man. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm ranking these cards based off of. Now, as far as the tiers goes, so the cards that are in here are Amazing. They are really fun to play and also go into a lot of different decks. For example, Okoye, you can fit her into a lot of different decks. Whether you're playing a Galactus deck or there's a new Wolverine Horseman of War, which I still gotta make a video for that. Although we have a new one that just came out called Archangel. But yeah, I did recently get that. But Okoye can be a really good asset for some of those decks where you need a lot of power. So she's a really awesome card. The cards that are in Great have some really cool abilities. Maybe not as good as all of these, but they're still a decent. They're still a fun time to play with, and yeah, a lot of these they kind of have some unique abilities. Now, the cards in average, though, are ones that either have kind of mid-average abilities, or also, these are cards that I don't really use a lot. And then the ones in terrible are just that. They're terrible cards. Either they don't have a lot of good... They don't really fit in a lot of decks, or many decks at all, or their ability just plain sucks. such as, where's Major Victory at? He should be in this list. Major Victory is the perfect example of this. So yeah, those are the tiers. So I know I talked about, I'm not really ranking these based off of like meta and stuff. What's the last point I wanted to make? Oh yeah. Just to like top it off, this is all my opinion, okay? So if y'all disagree with something, let me know in the comments respectfully. But yeah, so I have a whole bunch of cards that I still have yet to rank. So there's all of these from that worst cards vid, and then also I have a whole bunch of these other ones. So we'll go ahead and get started with Gladiator here. Now, I'm not going to remember these like off the top of my head, so I might have to load up Snap. So just bear with me. But first of all, we got Gladiator. So if I remember correctly, Gladiator will basically take, I think it's like the top card. He'll basically take a card from your deck, and if it has lower power or like lower cost or power, I can't really remember, he'll just destroy it. Which, I don't know, man. I don't really see a lot of good use cases for Gladiator. I think I did try him once, like just as an experiment, and honest to goodness, y'all, Gladiator's just kind of mid to me. I think it's okay. Like, I don't know, y'all. Gladiator just doesn't quite hit the mark. So, Gladiator's going here. After Gladiator, we have Gorgon. So, I think this one makes your created cards more expensive. Hold on, let me get Snap open real quick. Oh, by the way, how many of you guys have ever heard of Clay Jam? That's a classic. I gotta start playing that more. But let me load up Snap. Or maybe I should have had the game open to start so we wouldn't have to be doing this. No, you know what? I think I'm just gonna try to remember them off the top of my head. But Gorgon, yeah, I think the created cards get more expensive, which this is another card where I feel like you're not gonna really. There's not too many decks that Gorgon will really see play in. That's the thing for me. It's like I like to experiment with stuff, but if I find cards that just don't really see fit in many decks, then it's there's no point. Like, I almost kind of want a lot of these cards to fit in different spots, but let me see. I think, was it an ongoing card? Don't know if I really remember. Gorgon. I don't remember if Gorgon was in here. Falcon. Was Gorgon a 3? I don't remember. Well, we definitely have Cobra and Awesome Andy, which I will add those. I just gotta find where Gorgon is, man. God dang it. Oh, there. Okay. So yeah, ongoing. Your opponent's cards, created cards, cost 1 more, maximum 6, which, as I said already, doesn't really have that much of a purpose in a lot of decks. So, in my opinion, it's kind of mid. I'm trying to remember if I did end up using it once. I don't know. I probably did and just forgot. Grandmaster. Hold on. Let me double check because I think I might have already added Grandmaster in the list. If I already have a card in the list, I'll get rid of it. I know I have Falcon. Let's see. I gotta double check and make sure I'm not adding duplicates of cards because I've done that before. Make sure I don't see. Okay, I see Havoc. But so far, it does not look like I see. I do not see Grandmaster. So I think we might have to add him. Let me check an average. It's always good to check, y'all. You can never be too sure. Okay, Mirage. Jean Grey. No. Okay, yeah. I think we're looking good here. So, I think as far as Grandmaster goes, I haven't really played too much of him, but I do know that he moves when your cards and then repeats its ability. I think. What is he, on review? So, yeah, I know he's on. There he is. On review, move one of your other unrevealed cards here to the middle location. Yeah. Which, I kind of don't want to really... I can't really say it's great. I mean, the ability sounds fun, but it's just like... This is another case where I hardly touch Grandmaster, which maybe that might be a chance to... That might be time to start experimenting. Maybe that's what these next few vids could be. Is like experimenting with other cards in this tier specifically, and maybe see if I can make it better. Maybe that'll be kind of a fun idea. So, another average card. Yeah. So far, not a lot of heavy hitters. So after Grandmaster, we then move on to Hellion. I do have quite a bit. So Hellion basically lets you the way I describe Hellion is he's kind of like Cloak, but much more expensive, but you can only move your cards to his location. Which in move decks it's pretty good. Is it better than Cloak himself? I don't know. But I think he's pretty good. I've played him in some move decks in there, and I think he's got his purpose in a bunch of them. Doesn't mean you should put him in every deck, but I do think that he's got the potential. So after Hellion, we've got Hitmonkey. I tried this also when I got the card, and yeah, also kind of mid. Because you kind of have to like play another card alongside this dude to really make it count. So I think for that reason, it's another average card, man. Another average card. Mr. Hitmonkey. After Hitmonkey, we've got Hydro Man. This is one of the cards that I added on the worst Marvel Snap cards list. And I mean, basically what he does is he takes the top card of your deck and your opponent's deck and sets it to 1, which I don't know. I feel like this one's not very good. As a matter of fact, I think this might be the first like card to put in terrible, because it's like I'm gonna use other like cards that can ramp out energy to be able to play out more, and I just think that with Hydro Man specifically, kind of don't really think he's got a good place in a lot of decks. So yeah. So after Hydro Man, we got Iron Lad, which I think he's I kind of like him. I mean, he does copy the text of another card that you play, right? So I don't know. I think Iron Lad, sorry. I think he's kind of cool. Not something I'm going to use all the time, but I think for what his ability is, it's relatively decent. After Iron Lad, we got Jennifer Kale. So Jennifer Kale, basically, she has an activate ability where if you activate it, you get +1 energy on the next turn. Which, this one I think is kind of garbage. I mean, I have used her in different decks, but that doesn't mean that her ability is any better than some of the other like cards I can put on energy. Like, you have Superior Spider-Man, you have Star-Lord, Master of the Sun, you have so many other cards that can put out energy, and hers is just relatively basic. So I don't know, man. There really isn't a lot of good use cases. I think King Eitri. I do have this dude in my Thor deck, which he's pretty good, man. I mean, if you're gonna play Beta Ray Bill, right? You play Beta Ray Bill or Thor on their respective turns, and you have this dude down, you could pretty much just get one of the hammers out. You're guaranteed to. He kind of guarantees that you get your hammers out soon, which is pretty good. So yeah, I think he's a pretty solid card, especially if you're playing a lot of like created stuff. I think he has a good good use case. After King Eitri, we've got Lasher, and this is another case where I barely even experimented with this. And I mean, it's cool, because he basically, pretty much what he does is he just tries to, he like deals damage like based on the amount of power that he has. Which, I mean, sure, that's great, but maybe that's just a sign that I've got to experiment. Maybe I should add another tier. Need to experiment with it more. What do y'all think? Should I add another tier? The needs playtesting? Or needs more playtesting? Maybe that's what I should do. I should add a 5th tier. But I think as far as the Lasher situation, I think he's going to have to go in average for now. I got to double check to see if I added Laufey now, because I'm pretty sure I may or may not have already added him to the list. So I want to make sure that we're good to go, you know. Agent Coulson. I got to double check and see. Maybe I should make that an extra tier, y'all. I think that's what I'll do next time around. I'll make a new tier called the needs more playtesting tier. Okay, so far it does not look like I have Laufey. What about in this tier? Again, doesn't look like it here. Laufey, I think, is Laufey's pretty good. I think, if I remember, he basically... Hold on. I might need to load up Snap again. He pretty much... hold on. What is he, ongoing? Or is he on reveal? No, he might be on reveal. Yeah, he might be on reveal. There he is. Oh, no. Yeah. On reveal, steal 1 powered from each other card here. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think at least for right now, he's probably just okay. But yeah, maybe I will. That's actually a good idea. Because I realize there's a whole bunch of other cards that I haven't really messed with. So that might mean I'm going to have to add an extra tier called the needs more experimentation tier. What else we got left? Oh yeah, Legion. I've actually had a decent amount of time, or a good time with Legion. Uh, uh, uh I had a good time with Legion. I remember when War Machine and Storm were actually. I think Storm went back to a 3 cost, but War Machine is a 5, so you can't really do the old school War Machine play anymore. Storm, War Machine, Legion. But I'm sure you could probably do it with another location and still get the same effect, right? So yeah, you could do. You could probably still pull it off. You just need more components. Let me go ahead and pull the card out. Man-Thing, I think, is the next one. And if I remember correctly, I think he has an ongoing. Yes, sir. Ongoing. 1, 2, and 3 cost cards here have -2 power. It's kind of iffy. Not really one I'm going to use all the time. So, oh, come on, man. There we go. Sadly, another average card. After that, we've got Marrow, I think. Yes. So Marrow is the next card up, and he kind of functions like a. It's like the way this card works is when you destroy it, it spreads out like negative power, which pretty cool. I don't know if I really played with this one much, but I do kind of like its ability. So I think that means I'll have to keep futzing around with Marrow more. So Marrow. Okay, now we're getting on to the next batch, which is down here. And we start with Starhawk. So this dude was actually an event exclusive card that you can get from, I think it was, what was it, Grand Arena? Yeah, it was Grand Arena. And when I tested him out, he was actually pretty good, especially in that Man Spider deck that I built. But in reality, though, yeah, he's just kind of average, man. I think after that, I just kind of... He just fell off for me. So, therefore, I gotta put... Oops, hold on. Therefore, it just kind of fell a little short. Wish they would have offered a little bit more. Not bad. I don't think I really need to say much about these next few ones. Tried Doxy in Zombie Galacti. She's pretty trash. Wade Wilson is pretty forgettable. I didn't even... Like, I've passed by Wade Wilson, but I kind of forgot about him. So yeah, his ability is kind of trash. So we're just gonna skip over those two. This one kind of hurts, man, because Infinity Ultron had potential to be really freaking awesome. Like, I wanted this dude to be an amazing card, which the stones and everything are really good, man, and they're fairly balanced. My issue with Infinity Ultron, though, is his whatchamacallit? His cost. Because the way it works is when you play him, he will he'll add 2 of the random Infinity Stones to your hand, which, it's like, because it's a 5, okay, let me paint you the picture. So, let's say you play this dude on turn 5, right? He adds the 2 stones on your hand, or to your hand. When turn 6 comes around, you're pretty much having to choose between the 2 Infinity Stones that he adds, or you just play your big bad. However, I think if Infinity Ultron was a 4 cost, I think you not only would be able to play out the stones on turn 5, but you would also play out your big bad on turn 6, and maybe even be able to achieve a combo. If you have a Wong on the board, Wong into one of the other stones, depending on which one it is, you can pull off something insane, but because he's a 5, that's hard to really do that. So because of that, I don't think he's amazing. However, I do still feel like he's got potential. I'm not really saying he's terrible, but I do wish he was a 4. Kraglin, I think, is kind of garbage. I think I can just go ahead and add him. His ability, he'll banish the top card of your deck, and if it's like a 4 cost or higher, you get +2 energy, which, again, there are so many better like energy producing cards out there, so there really is no reason for him to be added. Surtur is up next. Now, here's the interesting part. I actually got this dude like on my guest account before I even got him in my current one. So if y'all remember those like new player experience vids, I actually filmed them on a guest account that I had. And when I did that video where I opened up some packs, I ended up getting this dude in. I didn't want to test him yet because I felt like with the collection that I had, it was kind of limited. But now that I actually have him and I've played him in the deck with a bunch of high power cards, 10 power cards, he's just kind of mid. It's just not very good. Not a very good card. Not a very fun card. I don't think I'll be using it too much. Not really terrible per se, but I do think his ability just fell short. Oh boy, Zombie Galacti. Boy, oh boy, do I have some stuff to say about this one. So, when he initially came out, I honestly thought that this dude was complete doo-doo. Like, I didn't like the fact that he was a 7 cost card and didn't have any energy reduction, which I don't really have that much of a problem with it now, considering I have stuff like Superior Spider-Man, who can add an extra energy, and then also Majestic Wingbeat to make him a 6 cost. So that problem still kind of persists. Or, well, what am I saying? That problem is kind of fixed. Persists. What am I saying? But I think, like, as far as the other issues, I do wish that maybe he got just a bit... Like, they raised his power during an OTA, but I don't know. I feel like maybe they should make an ability where whenever you played, like, the cards that he selects, he gets, like, an extra point of power. So, let me show you guys. So, Zombie Galacti. So, his ability is... I think it's somewhere down here. No, it's right here. So, his ability... It says, game start... Choose 6 other characters in your deck. And then on reveal, transform those cards into copies of this. Which, I'm thinking, like, it would have been cool if they made it so that, like, each character that he selects that you play, he gets an extra point of power. So if you manage to get all 6 cards on the board, you're essentially getting 11 power, so he's turning into a 7-11. And then on top of any other buffs, so maybe you have him at a 10 cost plus the other 6 cards, that's like a 7-16, which is pretty good. So I think if they were maybe to add a way for him to gain power, like with Techno-Organic Virus is pretty much where I'm going with this. That's one of the super premium cards. I think if they would have maybe done something like that, where if you would have played one of the other like chosen cards, he would have gained power. I think that would have been perfect. But otherwise, I originally thought he was kind of terrible. Now I think he's actually not too bad. Although you do need to commit a full deck with him, though. That's the only thing that is kind of a drawback, is that you're basically committing a full deck to Zombie Galacti because you got to get him cheaper, but also stronger because he can't just really last at a 7-5. But otherwise, he's not bad. What else we got? Awesome Andy. To sum it up, y'all, he's basically just the worst version of Herbie. Like, Herbie can pretty much do the same thing, if not better, because he has a lot more diverse abilities. I'm just gonna make sure I already have. Oh, yep. Okay, so I do already have Awesome Andy in here. So, we'll go ahead and pass on to him. Chameleon, on the other hand, is just kind of terrible. I gotta double check and see if I already have him. Does not look like I do. So, as far as Chameleon's ability goes, here's my take when it comes to Chameleon. So, his ability, where is he? Right here. He is a 3-cost 3-power card. On reveal, copy the text of another card here you reveal this turn. So I guess what this means is that it's like he can only copy the text of a card that revealed before him, right? So let's say it's turn 4 and you have like a Agony or like an Ant-Man and then to Chameleon, right? The Ant-Man reveals first and then Chameleon copies that. For 3 cost, I think this is not very good. I think if anything, he should be a 1 at max. But in reality, I feel like he should be a 0. If you are requiring this to be played at the exact same time as another card, my apologies, guys. My phone stopped because it ran out of storage. But as I was saying about Chameleon, it's like if the card is requiring you to play something before him, I don't think him being a 3 is very flexible. It's not. Unless you somehow manage to get a play where you have a lot of energy and you're able to play a big bad 6 plus Chameleon. I don't know. I feel like you're just gonna have to jump through a lot of hoops just to make this dude pair in with another like bigger card, because you're pretty much just limited to 1 costs. Depending on, like, if you're gonna play this dude on later turns, you're pretty much limited to either 1, 2, or 3 costs. So I think in order for him to actually for his ability to actually make a lot more sense, he needs to be either a 1 cost at minimum or flat out a 0. Will 0 make him too powerful? I don't know, but I feel like that's the only way his ability can actually make a lot of sense. So I think for that case, he is going to go here. Nope. I'm trying to add another tier. Hold on. There we go. No. There we go. Oh. So we're going to go ahead and add Chameleon. Now Cobra, I don't know. He's okay at best. Not really a lot of synergies he could really pull off with him, but he'll essentially destroy a card that was created. So if your opponent plays a Luna Snow, you could destroy their Ice Cube, which I kind of find that to be the only like good synergy is with Luna Snow. So I think for that very reason, it's just kind of average to me. We did already rank Cobra or Hydra Man, so we can go ahead and skip that. Dang it. Okay, here we go. I did already rank Cobra, so we can go ahead and skip. Or not. Freaking Hydra Man. Mad Thinker. Did we rank Mad Thinker? Let me double check the list. Hold on. Oh, okay. Hold on. I guess I already added Cobra. Whoopsie. Okay, I saw Cobra there. do we have Mad Thinker? I just got to double check on that. If not, we'll go ahead and add Mad Thinker to the list, which looks like we're in the clear here. I totally didn't check to see. Okay, we're looking good here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and add Mad Thinker here just because... Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, no. Yeah, I'm going to add Mad Thinker over here. Actually, a lot of these I think I'm just going to put in terrible because they're all... They don't really have a lot of good use cases. Super Adaptoid disables other activate cards. But then again, there's not really a lot of good use cases for that. Did I already put in that? Oh, okay, yeah, we did. Nope, done. Nope, trying to add a new tier. There we go. Super Adaptoid. Terox is also kind of terrible. And then the first Ghost Rider is also kind of terrible. So there it is, folks. That is the entire... all those cards added to the list. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the vid. Don't forget to like and sub. Y'all know the drill. And yeah, catch you guys in the next episode.